Hey there, welcome to LearnOpenCV. In this video, let's create annotations for video datasets. Till now, we have only annotated images. Let's see how CVAT eases video dataset annotation with the help of some examples. Start by creating a bounding box, but instead of shape, click on the track button. Then create the bounding box as usual. Notice there are more buttons on the object card. These are the outside property, the occluded property, and the keyframe property buttons. Let's understand each one of them, starting with the keyframe property. Start by skipping a few frames by pressing the C or the V button, or when the motion of the object changes. Now modify the bounding box in this frame. CVAT will interpolate the bounding box between the two keyframes. In other words, CVAT animates the bounding box between the keyframes linearly. Navigate between the keyframes by pressing the E or the R button or using the arrow keys on the object card. When the object is occluded, switch on the occluded property button. The object border is converted to a dotted line. The shortcut for it is Q. And when the object gets too small to annotate, or you want to finish the annotation, or the object exits the screen, click on the Switch Outside property, the shortcut for which is O. There are special rules for polygon and key point annotations. In the case of polygon annotation, if you want to redraw the object, take note of the starting point and the direction of the annotation. That being said, it is not necessary to redraw the polygon annotation all the time. Simply adjust the individual points. Check out this video to know more about polygon annotations. Key point interpolation, however, only works for a single point. So when tracking key points, make sure to input the number of points as 1. Everything else works the same. Track as many point objects as required. The objects can then be grouped together and will have a group ID attribute to them. Know more about key point annotations in this video. If an object gets completely occluded but reappears in the video, for example in the case of this swimmer, you can merge multiple tracks into a single track. Select the Merge Shape Track button or press M and select the annotations from any frame in the first track. This will select the first track. Now select the annotation anywhere in the second track, and so on. After selecting all the tracks, press M again to merge these tracks. CVAT will delete all the selected tracks and create a new track with a unique object ID. You can also split the track. Click on the split button or press Alt plus M and select the track you want to split. This will create a new track for the same object. Similar to interpolation, you can propagate the object. To propagate the object is to create multiple copies of the annotation for the subsequent frames. On the object card, click on Propagate, specify the number of copies to create, and whether to create it forwards or backwards. Note the object IDs. Each object will have a different object ID, but the tracked object has the same object ID. So that's how you annotate video datasets in CVAT. If you like this video, check out our series on CVAT, where we learn how to annotate image and video dataset, export it to various formats, use OpenCV and AI-based tools for automation, and deploy CVAT locally. Do comment on what you would like to see next, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching. Until next time.